Hey everybody, haven't been on in a while. Yeah, I've had a rough go. A couple months I've been in the hospital and I found out I broke my back, so I'm in a back brace. Um, it's been rough holidays for me. Did a lot of crying, been really depressed. But I just want to let you know that, even though I'm uplifting and trying to be an inspiration, I run through some pretty dark times. Um, but I wanted to let you know that you can survive it, you can get through it, and once again, comfort yourself, love on yourself, and do a lot of self-talk, that you're going to be great, you're going to come out the other side and be amazing, and that you're just going through something right now that you just need to lay low, love on yourself, surround yourself with good people, and that's been something I've been working on. Today's kind of a celebration day for me because I'm getting rid of a toxic roommate. And when I was in the hospital, I was telling my girlfriend, all the people in my life that were driving me crazy. And she's like, Katie, you gotta get rid of these people because you're trying to heal your kidneys and, move to a better place. So get rid of them, right? So there's been two people. I don't want to call them out on YouTube because that's not polite. But slowly but surely, I guess it's been really just a month since I've decided that they both needed to go. And I did it. I get rid of both of them. And today's a new day. And now I'm going to, I don't have the money coming in, but I know God will take care of me because I'm taking care of myself. And now I can focus on finishing my book and maybe selling some of my art, katiepaints.com. And try to put my life back together, organize my house. I'm going to smudge it real good because smudging is one way to dissipate negative energy. I use Palo Santo wood and sage. Sage is more of like a blessing. Palo Santo is like getting rid of like that negative vibe. So I'm going to do both of them. I'm really big into the kind of the metaphysical, natural healing modalities. Because they're older than Western medicine and they work and they're healthier for you. So that's kind of me embracing myself, doing what I know to be true. I'm trying to locate 4 big stones. I've been doing a lot of research on stones, like stone circles and stuff. I know I'm weird, but they bring a lot of energy, good energy into the house. And right now I just have a little stones in my front yard in a circle, but I want big stones like north, south, east, west stones. So, but it's hard to locate big stones. But that's just my weirdo stuff that makes me happy. And, I try to tell everybody, find what makes you happy. I've been doing a lot of studying since I've talked to you last. I'm always looking at the esoteric knowledge and the ancient Egyptian, amazing knowledge, and learning a lot. And yeah, I found out that meteorites, they had this panspermia idea, and they actually carry DNA. That's how we have all the diversity of species on our planet, with these meteorites coming in. And then they found these chips in them that are like highly advanced. So it's like extraterrestrials can steer these meteorites onto our planet, like some really way out stuff. But you know me, I love that stuff. Because it's so much more interesting than your day-to-day existence, right? I like looking at the big picture and why things are the way they are, and where we're going as a species, and how to be better, and how to be, keep our minds open to these possibilities. Because I really feel like the dogmatic man-made religions keep us in a box, and they want us to only rely on one story. And when you find out that the Jesus story was literally borrowed from the Egyptians, like pretty much everything to do with Christianity was borrowed from Christianity, or not Christianity, but Egyptian, Babylonian, which I found out that Babylon was actually Cairo. So it all came from there. And they were actually Atlanteans that transplanted. That's why they had the high culture and the high technology, and why they were so highly advanced. They took all that Atlantean technology and created another. Although I hear that Atlantis was all over the planet, it wasn't just one island. But see, that's where I keep my mind. I don't watch normal TV. I don't watch movies. Because, you know, when the CIA took over the movie industry in the 70s, we stopped having Stanley Kubrick and all these amazing geniuses. And now we have all this like Spider-Man 5, you know, it's like, and then they hide messages in there of what's really going on in the world. And if you're smart enough to see it, they're literally telling us what they're going to do next. So that would be the only reason I'd watch a movie, but I'm just not interested. I'm trying to keep my mind in a higher place. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we here? These are the questions I want answered. And the more I dig into the Gaia channel, the more I realize what a profound and beautiful experience we're having. And how when you go through a rough time, instead of saying, oh, poor me, I'm a quad amputee and I don't have any love in my life, you say, wow, look at this beautiful period I have right now of quiet and rest. And I'm building myself up. And what lessons am I learning from being put in this position? And, you know, and I take care of myself. I eat really well. I pretty much cut out all meat. I'm just like a smoothie drinker. I eat a lot of buttered crackers because my appetite's not really good. I'm meeting with a kidney doctor this week, and because I have so much scar tissue in my abdomen from so many surgeries, they're saying it might be dangerous for them to take my kidneys out. So that's what I'm going to try to figure out this week. And then I'm going to meet with a dialysis doctor on Thursday. Once I get on dialysis and get my blood clean, then I'll be so much healthier because I sleep all the time. And it's kind of bumming me out. But once again, I think I'm taking care of myself by resting. And everything's going to turn out much better once I get all this stuff working for me. So that's the work I've been doing on myself because I've been really depressed. I mean, my family's not really there for me, and, you know, I have any love in my life, and I'm sick, and I sleep all the time. But on the bright side, I've got great caregivers. They're lovely. I've replaced all the older ones with young ones, so they have energy, and they move around, and they get stuff done, and so I'm well taken care of, so that makes me feel much better. And like I said, I'm getting rid of the toxic roommate. So that it just opens up my world to my next possibilities. I want to lay low for a little while because I'm kind of tired of people being in my house. But yeah, I've got options now, and I'm happy. And who knows what this year will bring? I've heard a lot of predictions because I do a lot of work with Lee Harris and Matt Kahn and lovely people. To try to do some predictions, and some of it isn't so good for this year. I mean, they're really predicting a lot of upheaval and stress. Like, they're saying all the astrology and all the planets alignment is exactly the way it was when we had a civil war. And obviously we don't want that. So meditate every day. Send love to your fellow humans, even the ones you don't like. And that creates peace. Right? Try not to curse people, even though I've been really angry with people, and I'm trying really hard to let it go and bless them and let them move on in their lives, but I don't want to be in their way anymore. I think that's really healthy, to not go after somebody and try to get retribution, you know, being used and want to hurt them back. Yeah, that's not energetically where I want to be. Matt talks about the high road and always being ethical and being honest and having integrity and staying on that higher path. because that's what's going to take us to the new existence. Keep your energy high, your frequency high, and send love out to the universe and love to our Mother Earth. She desperately needs our help right now. And we can switch it around, because in the quantum universe, your thoughts create material things. We're very powerful. We're way more powerful than we've been told. And I like to stay in that mindset of, what am I creating today? Am I creating joy? You know, and I never step out of my way to go after somebody, even though they make me so mad. I stay quiet and send them blessings and stand my ground, right? I'm kicking my roommate out. You can recognize when you're being used and abused and stand for yourself. You don't have to put up with it. And that's part of loving myself. That's part of taking care of myself. And it's a beautiful thing. Proud of myself. And because, you know, people underestimate me in this tiny little body, right? Oh, she's a pushover. She's so nice. I'm just going to take advantage of her. Well, I cleaned out his room and I locked the doors and I put a note on the door saying, you're going to have to make an appointment if you want anything out of this house. From now on, you're locked out. And I told him it was coming. And, you know, you got to do that sometimes. You just have to stand your ground and say, no, thank you. I'm not going to be the person you use anymore. I'm not that person anymore. So, it feels good because you're standing for yourself. And I think that's really, really important in this day and age where, especially women, I've noticed, you know, they're intimidated by the man and they work so hard to try to take care of them. But you got to put yourself first. And when you recognize that they're kind of using and abusing you, that's not the time to bend over for them. That's the time to say, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be your, you know, battering ram anymore. I'm not doing this. I got to take care of me. And when you honor yourself, you're literally honoring Source and Universe and God, because we were put down here as sovereign human beings with a lot of power. And when you stand up for yourself and create boundaries and have that line that you're not letting anyone cross that line, you're honoring that sacred part of yourself. And when you honor that sacred part of yourself, I think a lot of beautiful things can happen for you. I really do. I really, really believe that you should never let anybody run all over you. And that goes for your kids too. I mean, I bend over backwards for my kids and I don't really get the reciprocity of their love, and it hurts my feelings on a regular basis. But I would rather be a loving parent that puts up with their non-loving action than someone who's angry and holding my love back. So that's the way I've kind of looked at it. I know it's not fair and equal, and maybe a lot of people would say, you draw the line in the sand for everybody else, but you let your kids roll all over you. It's a really tough situation, because I watched my mom take abuse from her kids, especially my sister, ran all over her, screaming at her every day. And my mom would just give and give and give. She was the most wonderful, strong person that I've ever known. And that was my example. So you see, it's hard to break that. You know what I mean? Like, I've got no love. Let's just use my younger daughter as an example. No love from her, barely a text from her. And yet, I give her a Christmas gift. I give her a birthday gift. You know what I mean? And it's like, a lot of people say, what are you doing? You know, you're not honoring yourself by giving her love. And I don't look at it that way. I look at giving her love does honor me, because it's how I feel. I love her. I'm not relying on any gifts or love from her at all. I give unconditionally. And I think that's the way it should be. You know, someday she'll come around and someday she'll recognize it. Even though I was so mean to you, Mom, you always recognize my birthday. So I'm trying to show her what unconditional love looks like, because I am a parent and I am her first teacher. And whether she likes me or not, I'm still showing her the correct behavior. So I think that's where I draw the line. Like, you can't save everybody, especially when they're not your flesh and blood. That's when I go, okay, you stay over there. I'm going to go over here. Because I don't have any responsibility to them. But when it's your own flesh and blood, even when they treat you like shit, I want her to know I'm thinking about her. I want her to know I love her no matter what. And I look at it as unconditional love, and I'm teaching her through what I'm doing. But there may come a day where I've had enough. I'm done. I don't know. I'm playing it day by day, and all I know to do is to love on her. You know, she's a teenager. They don't know anything when they're teenagers, you know. I'm just trying to be a good example. And mostly I'm just kind of loving myself through all this, because it feels good to me to give gifts. There's this book where they talk about your love language, and I realize my love language is gift giving, and so that's what I'm honoring in myself. But yeah, I have no idea if I'm doing the right thing or not. Honestly, I'm just on here talking, you guys. If you can relate to me, great. If not, you know, you can turn it off. It's fine. I'd love it if you subscribed. I have quite a bit of followers, and I'm really proud of that. And I really appreciate you guys giving me the time to heal, because I don't think it's been 2 months since I've been on here. But, you know, sometimes you just need to lay low and lick your wounds, you know. And I don't like coming on here and complaining. I don't like that. I like being inspirational and happy, and be able to give you good information of what I've learned. And that's my goal for the YouTube channel that I've created. But you know, I think all of us go through moments where our health is failing, or we go through like a crisis where you're just not feeling well all the time. And I want you to relate to me on that level, because I really think that if you keep a positive mindset, that you can make it through anything. We were literally built to heal ourselves. When the Anunnaki tweaked our DNA and gave us the, I forget, what is it? They fused some DNA that gave us compassion and self-healing. And this is like 250,000 years ago. But I hold on to that information, and I think if I stay positive and speak positively to my body, it'll keep me going. You know what I mean? Like when the doctors cut my kidneys down, say we have to remove them, they're diseased or whatever, I always say, thank you, kidneys. You've done such a good job for me. You've kept me alive and active, and you're so beautiful, and I appreciate everything you've done for me. And I want to stay in that mindset of gratitude, because I feel like you don't want to cut yourself down when you're going through a health crisis, because that negativity adds on to the negativity of what's going on, the dysfunction in your body. And it's just like when you're mad at somebody and you go back and forth exchanging words, you do realize that you're perpetuating war. And if you're a peaceful person that just wants peace and love on the earth, then you can engage with people and create dissonance and war. That's why I'm not very combative with people. I'll usually just step off and leave the room. There are people that tweak me, though, push those buttons. I'm not perfect by any means. I mean, that roommate I'm kicking out, he has pushed my buttons and I've combated with him. And then later on I go, what are you doing? Why are you doing that with him? It's like this animal instinct in us that wants to fight. And it's really hard to calm that down sometimes. So I think the best thing you can do is when you make that mistake, don't berate yourself. Step aside, breathe, and think about a better way you could have handled it. So you're not creating war with the person. Because creating war is not what's going to take us into the future. Our future is bright with love and unconditional love, and that's the world we want to create. So that's the world we need to promote, and that's the world we need to bring upon us. And when you slip up, just be easy on yourself and say, okay, next time I'm not going to engage with him that way. You know what I mean? Do better next time. And there's always room for improvement, and there's always room for tomorrow being a better day. And I think the most important thing is not to berate yourself on your mistakes, because life is a group of lessons. We're here on Schoolroom Earth, and we're going to hit the hard knocks. There's going to be a lot of you've already recognized that in this world, right? It can be just challenging as heck and mean-spirited. That's why this is the toughest school in the universe. That's why millions of souls are waiting to come here. Because by having a tough life like mine, you're clearing out a lot of karma. And so I think that I truly believe that I am on kind of a fast track, becoming a guardian angel when I pass, so I can be a guide for somebody in the spirit world, because I'm gaining experience and knowledge and the compassion for the journey and understanding, these low vibrations where we get angry, and understanding with compassion that by breathing through it, by purposely raising your vibration and trying to find, the positivity spin. Like, okay, I've had a really bad experience with roommates. Well, what has that done for me? What are the lessons, right? Well, it's made me stronger, and it's helped me recognize what not to let in the house and the warning signs. I always tell people I'm so naive. I let all these toxic people in. Well, I hate to say it, but most people are toxic. That's just the facts. I have kicked 28 people out of my house in the last 4 years, 5 years, something like that. But why? Because they trespassed too many times. And I've had to learn to stand my ground and learn how to love myself by eliminating them from my life. And I look at it as a blessing, because I know where I stand now. If I hadn't had these people that pushed my buttons, I would have never known that there are buttons to push. So now that I know my buttons, and I'll get better and better and better and better, and it's all good. It's building the incredible person I'm becoming. So I try not to look at, here goes another one I got to kick out, well, here you made the mistake again. You're so trusting, you're so naive. And it's like, but I give people a lot of rope, like, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to do something constructive with it, or are they going to hang themselves? Most of the time they hang themselves, because I'm smart enough to see the signs and understand my needs versus theirs, and the respect they give me versus none. And I find that in this body, a lot of people think that they can take advantage of me because I'm really nice, and I'm, chopped up person. What am I going to do about it, right? But I'm tenacious, and you don't want to go against me. I will win. This is my house. You're not going to stay past your welcome. So I'm really proud of myself for sticking to my guns and not allowing people to abuse me. It goes for caregivers too. I don't play. I will fire. I will kick them out quick because I deserve the best. I deserve the best treatment. And I think everyone should feel that way. You know? And I think sometimes when we're in our youth, we get the idea of shut up, sit down, and just take what you get and be happy with it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of messages for our young people that we don't teach them to be empowered with their voice. And I mean, I was one of those. I put up with so much. But I had to learn how to stand up for myself. I had to learn that I was worthy of saying, that doesn't feel good to me. I don't want that in my energy field anymore. No, thank you. Time for you to go. I mean, you could have the nicest. Okay, I'm going to tell you an example. I'm not going to name her, but I had a caregiver, right? So sweet, giving me gifts all the time, but she wanted to fight with me and argue with me, and I would just kind of look at her like, are you serious? Like, I don't want to fight. Like, what is going on here? But, you know, people go through their own stuff, and then they project it on you. So she may be going through a rough time in her life, but she's going to start fights with me and then make me feel like it's my fault we're fighting. Well, I started seeing the deal with her, and I started realizing that it's unhealthy and it's not my fault. Because for a while there, I was like apologizing all over the place, and I'm like, then I caught her doing something that was coming completely from her. It had nothing to do with me. And I go, okay, there you go. There it is. She's going through something and she's projecting it onto me. And they always feel, doesn't it feel better when you blame somebody else and you don't take responsibility for yourself? I noticed that recently too. Is like, I noticed the mess in my life and how I wish I had someone to blame. And I go, yeah, because it takes the pressure off. Then it's like, not my fault. So I can be mad at that person. And it's like, wait a minute. No. That doesn't feel good to me. You know what I mean? Like, you have to take responsibility for yourself and your part in the argument, right? But you also need to recognize when you have personalities that clash. You know what I mean? Like, I get along with most everybody because I'm kind of a chameleon and I just kind of mold myself into, the relationship. But when you come up against somebody who you're constantly engaging negatively with, I started to realize that it was a personality conflict. Like, she didn't understand when I said things. So I tried to figure out how I could say things that she would understand. We came at each other like missing each other. Like, I'd say one thing, she thought I said another thing, and it just was like a mess. And you know what's interesting is that she's the only one I have those problems with. And I always try to better myself and say, well, what would you call it? You know, if I'm communicating with you and you don't know what I'm saying, how can I say it so that you understand me? And she would look at me like I was being passive aggressive by saying that to her. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get along with you. Like, you can't be around someone that thinks everything you say is like you have an agenda. Like, that's not coming from you. That's coming from them. And there's no fixing it. There's no getting around it. And there's no figuring out how to get along with them either, because they literally hear what you're saying and then think that you're meaning something else. And you can't, there's no working with that. So I think that's really important, to be honest and realize, okay, we're obviously not on the same page, and we just need to part ways. It just isn't working. And my life has gotten so much better since cutting people out like that. You know, and it's like, that I'm so proud of myself because I'm honoring myself. And it's just getting better and better and better. And I just want to encourage you all to stand your ground and realize you're a sovereign human being that has a right to emotions, of feelings, to the way they feel, the way they want their life to go. And when someone doesn't mesh with you well, just say, you know what? You go over there, I'm going to go over here, and everything's going to be fine. You know, sometimes things just don't work out between people, and you don't have to like everybody, and they don't have to like you. You know, somewhere down the road, maybe in kindergarten, we were told that we need to be good friends with everybody. But, you know, sometimes people just don't see eye to eye with you. And there's really no fixing it because this is the way they are and this is the way you are. And it's just not on the same page. And being at peace with letting people go is really important. It's something that I've had to learn the hard way. And not beat myself up over, like blame myself for why the relationship didn't work. It's like, well, we were just different people. It just didn't work out. And I think by giving ourselves that love of understanding and freedom to be around who we need to be around and people that we don't mesh with, to let them go and be okay with that and not have any hard feelings. I think that's really important because you want to flow through your life. You want a good flow. You want to be like water and just flow. And when you hit a rock, just recognize that it just doesn't, it's not a good feeling. And if you want your life to flow, you got to kind of eliminate the rocks. And it doesn't have to be angry, aggressive, or anything mean. You know, there's no sense in being mean to each other. Just say, this isn't working out for me. I need you to leave. So, because everybody's going through something. Especially now with the earth changes we're going through. Oh my God, all the planets aligned up. We haven't seen this kind of alignment since Civil War. I mean, the magnetic field of the earth right now is changing, like really low magnetism, which usually makes us very aggressive. So when we recognize the earth changes and the geoengineering to try to keep the ice age back, I mean, we're really messing with our environment, and we're not allowing it to flow like it's supposed to. And all that accumulates in the human experience. And no wonder everybody's kind of going crazy. So you have to give people a lot of room, especially when they're being mean to you. Just go, you need to go over there. I'm going to go over here and, be at peace, but I can't have you in my life. And I think it's really important to stand up for yourself and find your happy spot. Surround yourself with people that love you and want to take care of you and honor you, and let go of the ones that are having a hard time with you. It's just the best way to live. But give yourself permission to have those boundaries and make it that you're not a bad person. That you're being a healthy person. You're taking care of yourself. And I guess that's what this broadcast is about. Even though, I could go on and on about alien technology and, all this stuff I've been learning. But I think what it comes down to is that flow and movement through your life and honoring yourself and loving yourself by not allowing people's bad attitude and energy in your field, and giving yourself permission to stay safe and pull yourself out of relationships that aren't working. I notice a lot of people staying in relationships because, okay, think about this, right? 19-year marriage. I cry still over not having a family. And tell me that if the guy hadn't have found somebody else and left me, that I would be still in that relationship. Not being honored or cherished, putting up with less, putting up with bull, because I want a family. And I notice a lot of women do that, where they look at their relationship and go, it's going to hurt the kids, or, who do I spend the holidays with? And I'm so used to it, and I can just deal with abuse, just to have that family. And what I say to them is, you need to honor yourself first, and you need to take care of yourself first. And by staying in an abusive relationship, you're not honoring or taking care of yourself. You're surviving, but what existence is that? You want to better your life. Look, when you get rid of the old that's not working for you, imagine all the beautiful love that you could be inviting into your life by getting rid of the old stuff. I mean, would you keep your dead leaves in your yard, or the trash like hoarders do? It makes a mess. So by cleaning it all out, you're inviting new experiences into your life, and you're showing the universe that I love myself enough to clear out all the debris so I can allow the new into my life. So that's what I'm trying to get across to you today, is that it's okay to say goodbye to something that doesn't feel good in your heart anymore. It's okay, because something better's coming. And you know what? I've been single now for 7 years, and it's been lonely and a little bit sad, but I know that every day I'm getting better and better and better, and there's somebody out there for me or not, and I'm okay. It's the first time in my life I've been single this long. And I don't know if it's my age, that I've been around the block a minute, but I am perfectly fine being single the rest of my life, like my mom did. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of people to inspire, a lot of book writing and art to make, and friends to make. And I'm being honored by my community in February. I'm so excited. This women's group is giving me the stage to sell my book and to sell my art and to tell people, my journey on the 6th of February. And I'm really excited about it because, I live a very solitary life. And to be able to get out on stage in front of a bunch of people and speak my truth and try to inspire everybody, I'm really excited for it. And, that's my love. I think that's why God kept me here, so that I could spread these lovely messages of how to stay strong and move forward in your life, even when everything's hitting you. And I can't tell you how many times I've tried to tell God to take me, and I feel unworthy just because, my kids turned their back on me and all that. But that's where I've had to gain strength in myself and realize I'm here for a reason. I'm on a mission, and it is love. Loving people, loving myself, and love my life, and be an example. So that's what I'm doing. I'm living to be an example, and hopefully getting some fun in the meantime. But just gratitude every day. Grateful to be here, grateful to be in front of you talking, and able to be alert and awake enough to do it. And anyway, I just want to come on here and touch base with you and let you know I've been going through a lot, and how much I appreciate you guys watching my videos. And if it helps you, subscribe and send it to your friends. I try to be helpful because I know that we're all going through such a hard time right now. And, when you're grateful for the small things, grateful for the roof over my head on this very cold day, I'm grateful for my animals, even though they have stinky farts lately. I don't know what's going on with that. But just grateful, grateful, grateful for my friends, for people that take care of me, people that give me love through all these hard times. Grateful for my doctors who are trying to fix what's going on with me. Grateful that the hospitals could bring me from, I felt like I was dying each time I went in the last couple months. So, I'm just going to get better and better and better, and I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to be here And if I disappear someday and you don't hear from me anymore, just know that I'm in a better place, because I'm not going to abandon my channel unless I'm dead. So if I'm not on here anymore and I pass away, just know that I am so happy. I'm grateful to be able to pass over peacefully, and I've been planning my funeral. If you can tell, I've been kind of down, but I'm not afraid of death. I know that there's a better place for me on the other side, but I know God's not going to take me till He's ready and I've done my job. So you're part of me doing my job by talking to you about what I'm learning, so I can maybe build stronger humans. That's what I'm all about. Is taking care of yourself is your main priority, and I just love you all, and I appreciate you listening, and I'll be back on.